Bum, 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 ba-dun, dun, 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 da, 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 dun, dun, ba, da, 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 dun, 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 bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-ba-dum, dun, 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 dun. Ba-dum, da-da-dum, ba-dun, dun, 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 dun. Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-dun, dun, 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 dun. Hello, my friends. Good evening. It's our Monday night when we meet every week at this time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And I see all my friends from my Mighties group. Hello, my Mighties. And hello, Facebook Live people. Good evening. Hi, Harry. Hi, Jill and Jennifer. Hello from Chile, Minnesota. Western Pennsylvania. Right, it's love to see where everyone's coming in from. It is a good thing. So tonight, you don't know me, my name is Joette Calabrese, and I am here every Monday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to teach you about homeopathy. I like to teach you materia medica, but we also go off on tangents too, don't we? And so that is also my goal. And we normally follow my materia medica, and should you be interested, this is what it looks like, excuse me, and you can purchase it on my website, joettecalabrese.com. But tonight, we're going to a remedy that I've not included in my materia medica. We're doing a couple of those. And I'm actually sorry that I didn't, because this is an incredible homeopathic medicine. And I want you to pay attention, because this is a medicine that you will not be sorry that you own. And as you know, these medicines do indeed have expiration dates on them, but I ignore them. I use medicines from decades ago, and they still act, they still work. So that's the way I see it. Now, I know that the pharmacies are not going to stand behind that. Of course, you wouldn't expect them to do so. So and they also know that perhaps if the medicine is not handled properly, it might indeed expire. But so far, my experience is that they hold up. So I consider buying these medicines as an investment. And now is the best time to do it. That's the way I feel about it. I get no kickbacks from having said this. I have nothing to do with it whatsoever. I'm just teaching you because I think it is very, very important that we protect our families and ourselves and our communities and our clients and our students and anyone we can get our hands on that could be helped by our knowledge and our medicines, for that matter. So, what I was talking about was what is a medicine, or what can we use in wartime? And the first thing I want to say is one of the best things to do in wartime is to turn your television off. I used to work for NBC, and when I left that company after what I had seen, I bought a bumper sticker that said "Kill your television." I put it on the back of my car because what I saw there was unsavory, and it was back in the early 80s. Now it's even, there's no comparison now. So I tell people instead, get your news from alternative sources. Yesterday, my husband and I were watching a wonderful program from India. And the narrative was much, much different about what's going on in Europe. So I go to, and I'm sure many of you do, I go to Rumble, I go to Gab, I go to Getter, and those new social media settings. I don't believe everything I read, but I have to tell you, anytime a politician tells me this, I believe the exact opposite. I don't buy any of it. I don't think they're saying, especially after the last couple of years, wouldn't you say? But that's not why I'm here to talk to you about tonight. What I'm here to talk to you about tonight. Tonight, I'm here to talk to you about a medicine that's going to sound strange, but it is one of the more important medicines that we all need to own. And yes, indeed, I would call it a wartime medicine. It is called, an unlikely name, it's called gunpowder. Yes, indeed, my friends, gunpowder, homeopathic gunpowder, gunpowder in a 30th potency, a 3, a 6, 30, 200. But I like the lower potencies because that's what we learn from the great minds of yesteryear who used gunpowder. I'm going to read some information to you. First, I want to tell you what it's made of. It's a combination medicine. Now, I know there are homeopaths who don't like combination medicines. I think they're making a mistake. I think there are a lot of wonderful combination medicines, the ones that say Highland makes, or OHM Pharma, or Boron, or Washington, or Hahnemann Pharmacy, or Helios, or we could keep going. There are many good combination medicines that we should own. If you don't know what else to do, then by all means, get the combination medicine that covers it. And a combination medicine generally has a name that's more of a day-to-day name, like restless legs, or teething, or insomnia, or they have names like that. But this one's different because gunpowder was designed, or discovered, I should say. It was not designed as a homeopathic medicine. It was discovered many, many years ago during World War I think it was also, I might say, during the Civil War. I want to say the American Civil War as well. But gunpowder, it's made of potassium nitrate, three medicines: potassium nitrate, sulfur, and charcoal. That combination is what gunpowder is made of. And how did we, as homeopaths, know to use something like gunpowder? Well, the way we learn these things is that we find out what people are using on a regular basis. It was found that certain shepherds were using it for their sheep. They found that it was useful in wartime for infections, etc. And so then we get it. We can use it, of course, in the gross form as just potassium nitrate, sulfur, and charcoal. But when we make something, not we, it's made in a homeopathic pharmacy. When a homeopathic pharmacy manufactures a medicine, a homeopathic medicine, they bring it to the next step. We are increasing the value of the original substance. It is an amazing medicine. How do I say? It is used for infections. It's used for to antidote ivy poisoning. Yes, to antidote ivy poisoning. Remember this. Most people think that if poison ivy is a problem, or if they get into poison ivy, that they should use Rhus tox, which is made from poison ivy. Generally speaking, we don't go that route. We use what is similar, not what is exact. Now, I like anacardium. I like antimonium crude. I like sulfur for poisoning from plants such as poison ivy, poison oak. But this one, try this one, my friends. Try gunpowder. And I would get it in the lowest potency you can possibly get it in. As I said, I like it in a 3, I like it in a 6, and I like it in a 30. I don't even own it, I don't think, in a 200. Okay, so what else does it do? It is incredible for suppurations, for sepsis, for septic fever. It protects against wound infection when there's a wound and we don't know if it's going to go into infection, but we protect against it. There are other medicines, but oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful one. It is a great medicine for, get this, herpes. I mean, outbreak of herpetic eruptions. Yes. Yeah. No matter the location, it's for herpes infections. It's for crops of boils, for carbuncles, for septic fever, for osteomyelitis. What do you think? Osteomyelitis, that's bone infection. What do conventional protocols include for osteomyelitis? Antibiotics. And then when it doesn't act, because it usually doesn't, antibiotics. And then when it doesn't act, and it usually doesn't, antibiotics, until finally they have to cut the bone up further, up the leg, up the arm, because the osteomyelitis is becoming more virulent. But the difference is, because the bone doesn't really have very many blood vessels going to it, it's hard for the antibiotic to act. They try anyway, don't they? I'm sorry. I feel sorry for them. They just don't know. They don't know, and they more often don't want to know. It's very hard to unlearn. It's easier to learn something fresh than it is to unlearn something wrong. So, what is normally done is they give antibiotics over and over again, and they don't act because the antibiotic very rarely is able to get into the bone, because the bone doesn't have a vascular system like it does in other tissues of the body. So how is it going to be delivered? I mean, I'm not saying there's no, but it's very, very small amount. But homeopathy is different. It doesn't have to go through the bloodstream, does it? No. No, it does not. It does not. And once you put that remedy, that gunpowder 3x or 6x or 30x or 3C, 6C or 30C into the mouth, oftentimes the person says, "Oh, I feel it already. I feel it. I feel a change. I feel a shift." That's how quickly homeopathy can work. Doesn't always work that quickly, but that is how it can work. This is also for bad food, after having eaten bad food and getting sick from that, or bad water. Septic suppuration. I've got more information here. I'm trying to make sure that I cover absolutely everything. It is gunpowder we're talking about. That is the name of the homeopathic medicine. Now, you're not going to find this at Whole Foods. You're going to have to order this from one of these pharmacies that I mentioned earlier. I used it for tooth extraction, says Leanne. You bet. And tooth infection. Yes. Pyorrhea, osteomyelitis, gum boils, infection, abscesses in the mouth, abscesses anywhere on the body, carbuncles, all of those. Just pull this apart and you will see all of the possibilities. Let me give you some more. Fistula, eczema. Wait a minute. Ailments from getting these. Yes, my friends, ailments from getting these or this, or as many times as it's happened, ailments from it. We don't necessarily use it just because. We use it because there are ailments from it. Because remember, these are medicines. Gangrene. Thank you very much. Absolutely, Harry. Gangrene. It is one of the most important. Cell salt 1 and 2 are not healing the tooth infection. Need to keep taking it. No. That's why would you continue taking it when I'm teaching you right now? This is the medicine. Don't expect a cell salt to do that kind of work. It can be useful, it can be supportive, and cell salts can be excellent medicines. But we've got something that is a slam dunk. That's what this medicine is. Okay, let me see what else I could teach you about this. It has a strong history of use in wartime, particularly useful in World War I and II. It was used for gunshot wounds, surgical septicemia, boils, methane poisoning. I've never used anything. I've never used it. Wartime ailments, blood disorders, blood poisoning. Yes. Septic suppurations, infected wounds, wounds that refuse to heal, which include bone infections that refuse to heal. For diabetics who have had segments of their feet or their toes removed. Swollen and abscessed glands. Where are the glands? They're all over the body. Anytime we find a swollen gland, we want to consider this medicine. Antidote, I said antidotes to ivy and primula rash. Antidote effects of, okay, various kinds of those. It has been used for, get this, gonorrhea and syphilis. Is gunpowder related to picric acid? I don't know how it would be. There might be some relationship. Shingles of the face and the eyes. I don't know if you've ever seen shingles in the eyes. It's horrible. It's horrible to see. It's worse to experience. People suffer horribly from that. It's also great for worms, parasites. Oh, yes. Tapeworm in dogs. Yes, my friends. Now you're getting the picture, aren't you? You're getting the picture. A decoction of gunpowder is given to children for worms with much success. Blood disorders, blood poisoning. Bites, animal bites that cause infection, or even before they become infected. Swollen and inflamed glands. Sores and boils in the mouth. See where we're going with this? It's an all-in-one. Thank you, Leanne. That's exactly why I consider this a wartime medicine. But that's not my term. Wartime medicine is other doctors have used this. I want to say Dr. Clark wrote the book, Wartime Remedy. I've got the book. I just don't have it in this office. I want to say it was Clark who wrote it was a little pamphlet on it I owned and read from cover to cover and found it to be so fascinating many years ago. Yes, Dr. Clark with an E, Clarke, Dr. Clark. He referred to the old-fashioned gunpowder that was in use before the era of high explosives and smokeless powder. Black gunpowder is a mixture and not a chemical compound. It contains the 3 remedies. 2 of them are polycrests. Yes, my dears, 2 are polycrests, which means that they have very sweeping ability on many, many different levels. What else can I tell you? The London police force also knew it as a boil remedy. I think we're talking about World War I here. Get 6 penny worth of gunpowder. Now, this is not in homeopathic form. This is in gross form. From an oil store, and take as much as would lie on a sixpence night and morning for 4 days, and then leave it off the same time and resume if necessary, is one such preparation. So there are many ways to use this, but and gunpowder in its original form was quite the medicine. But now we make it into something, in my estimation, even more powerful. Anytime we find a substance on this earth that has value, chamomile flowers, make it into a chamomile medicine, homeopathic medicine in a 30 or 200 potency, and we've now increased its ability. What is another one? I'm drawing a blank right now. How can I do that? Calendula. Calendula is a very, very good mother tincture for wounds. This can also be used with gunpowder along with it, but you bring that calendula up to a higher potency, say a 200 C, and now you've got a medicine of noteworthy results. Okay. So it can be used externally in the gross form if you can get it. And you can use it in the homeopathic form. So would you use gunpowder before ledum for an animal bite? I would use both. Dorothy Shepard, thank you very much. Dr. Dorothy Shepard discusses a great deal about gunpowder. Yes, Dr. Dorothy Shepard rocks. For those of you who don't know about Dr. Dorothy Shepard, check her out. She was a medical doctor during World War I in London. And she was a conventionally trained doctor and worked in a conventional ER and worked with, of course, all the sufferings of those who were in wartime events in London during World War One. Then after World War One ended, she went back to medical school. This time she went to homeopathic medical school. And then World War II broke out, and there she was again, only now in a homeopathic emergency room. And she compares what it was like to use conventional drugs versus homeopathic medicines. Yes, Jill says, I'm reading her book now, Magic of the Minimum Dose. You bet. Yes, you bet. Oh, I'm so glad I turned you on to her, Harry. I didn't know that I had done that. I love Dorothy Shepherd for a couple of reasons. Not only because she was a conventional doctor who turned homeopathic, which we find frequently in history, but also because she writes, it's as though she's just speaking into a microphone and someone transcribed it. It doesn't read like a book reads. It reads like you're with someone. It's chatty. It's passionate. She tells stories about her patients, who she sees, everyday people, the sufferings of the everyday people in London. It's a beautiful rendition of her professional life. Let's just see here. Clark experimented with gunpowder 2X, okay, and developed severe herpes facial involving the right eyebrow and the right side of the nose. So, you understand what he's doing. He's proving the medicine. In other words, he didn't need it. He took it, and that's how we come up with our provings. And so he found that it caused what he found out later, of course, was going to help cure others with that condition. All right, Clark continued the proving by curing shingles. He heard of a case of lumbricae cured with infusion of gunpowder by the patient. So, in other words, this is how we find this clinically. He used it for herpes and then found that the person was cured of lumbricae, which are parasites, and then then he started to use it for parasites. A woman who had a very sensitive skin was bitten by a gnat on the foot, resulting in swelling, inflammation, and suppuration. There was a ring of inflammation around the bite, constantly spreading and detaching the epidermis as it spread. After the failure of several remedies, gunpowder 3X rapidly cured. I like the 3X. It's hard. It's a little harder to get a hold of, but worth digging around. A man had a bad cut with a knife on the left index finger. The wound refused to heal. An inflammatory ring stripped off the epidermis and spread more and more. Lachesis and other remedies failed to make any impression. Gunpowder 3X rapidly cured. I'm reading, by the way, from Robin Murphy's Materia Medica. Robin Murphy. Yes, Robin Murphy. A very good homeopath who passed away a few months ago. Another woman who was very severely poisoned by sewer gas. There followed swelling of the right arm and axillary glands. Very good for the glands. Remember what I said of the right side? 3 months after the accident, the right arm was almost fixed at the elbow joint with swelling. It threatened suppuration above and below. The axillary glands were as large as a hen's egg. Gunpowder 3X gradually resolved the troubles. And though the cure was interrupted by an attack of measles, the motility of the arm was fully restored. So we know that calendula is a good complementary to this. And let's see what else I can find here. What kind of questions are people asking? Let's see if I can open this up as well. And let's just see here. Get your questions going, ladies and gents. I love to be able to answer as many as possible. We've got about 6 minutes left. Let's see. I thought the no-seams in the marshes. Oh, I fought the no-seams in the marshes this weekend. Oh, no-seams are horrible. And I would like to know the tip for impotency. Yes, I would use it the same way. 3X, absolutely. How often would we use this medicine? Daily. Yes. Now, if there's an infection and it is an infection that is quite noteworthy and the person is in serious trouble, there's sepsis, there's septicemia, I wouldn't use it twice daily. I would use it every hour or so. maybe even every 15 minutes for the first hour. And after that, every hour. And after that, maybe every 3 hours. And you're watching, watching, watching. Because I know that you know that you're supposed to observe. Be a bedside prescriber, my friends. What that means, imagine yourself sitting by the bedside of someone who is very ill. Okay, let's say with an acute illness. You're observing. Why are you by the bed? Not just to give person comfort and to give them sips of water and wipe their brow. You are there to observe, to watch and see what's next. What medicine should we be considering? How often should we be giving this medicine? You see a little bit of improvement and then the improvement dies down. Don't say, oh no, we're in trouble. No, you say, oh yay, it's telling me. These symptoms are telling me when to use the medicine again. The person will tell you, not verbally necessarily, that can happen as well. You want this to be something that you are observing. This will heighten your observation skills beyond your wildest dreams. And the person that you're caring for will so appreciate it. Why? Because you're paying attention. And I don't encourage people to ask questions. Just observe. Don't ask questions because you might be leading them into something that they think you want answered. So if it looks hot and you want to know whether or not that area, that gland is hot, touch the gland. If it's shiny and hot, you know that it's quite swollen. You don't have to ask the person if it's painful, do you? Because they're not getting anywhere near it. They won't touch it. They don't want anyone to touch them. You can see that they're babying it. I treated my husband this weekend with spongia from raw lungs and dry cough. He said he was amazed at the results. Nice job, Pam. Very nice job. Write it down, my friend. Write it down. Because when the time comes and you're an old woman and somebody asks you, how do you know it works? Well, here's an example. On April 24th, 2022, my husband had a cough and I gave him spongia, and this is what he said. He said, I'm amazed at the results. Potency for dogs with tapeworms, potency for chickens, potency for humans, a camel, a goat, a baby, a middle-aged man, a pregnant woman, an elderly man. What's the potency? What have I just been saying? 3, 6, or 30? There is no difference. We use the medicine based on the condition and the symptoms. We do not use it based on the age or the size. Generally speaking, I'm not going to tell you it's absolute across the board, but generally speaking, you use the potency that we're talking about. Otherwise, I would say, okay, for babies, we use this potency. For adults, we use this potency. For dogs, we use this. For little dogs, we use that. No, this is the medicine. It's 3, 6, or 30. I prefer the 3, and I would go as low as possible. Why can we go so low? Why can you tell me, ladies? I know you know. I know the people who are going to know too. If I could give you credit, I would do that. Why can we go so low in this medicine? Why can we go down to a 3x? Even a 1x? We can go low. Let's see what else questions whether we have. We can use 3x. I like 3x. But 3C is the only thing that's available, then you get it. Let's see if anybody knows why we can use my mighties. My mighties are smart. Actually, people on Facebook are smart as well. Let's see what other questions we've got here. It's closer to the raw. It's closer to the gross. Absolutely. Pam from West Bend, Indiana. You bet. Because they are using it historically in the crude form. Thank you very much, Linda. Because the crude form is not toxic. The crude form is medicinal. So we can use it close to that potency, close to that level. We don't have to have it highly potentized. Okay. Let's just see what else we've got here. We've got half a minute left. Let's see what other questions. I'm on fire tonight. You bet, Pam. Good going, everyone. Good going. Brand new to homeopathy, but love the science behind it. My daughter just moved to Bangladesh. How would you suggest I help her find remedies in or near the area for her 1 to 3 year old who are struggling? Well, India is a hotbed of homeopathy. Jain, Jain, is a pharmacy that you can count on there. And I'm trying to think of another one. Um, SBL, is that the one? They actually are on Amazon. And so you can do it that way. There are homeopathic pharmacies all over India. I don't know about Bangladesh. Cultures are so similar in so many ways. And you shouldn't have any difficulty. You really shouldn't. I work with people all over the world. And if need be, it can be purchased from Helios in England, London, and there are other companies as well throughout the world. And so with that, SBL, thank you, Leanne. Yes, SBL. So SBL it seems to be a very good, not seems, it is a good homeopathic pharmacy. And they're from India, but you can also get them on Amazon. And so with that, I'm going to say good night to all of you. It was a good one tonight, wasn't it? It's a great medicine. It's a very good medicine. Gunpowder, 3X, 3C, 6X, 6C, or 30X, 30C. You bet. God bless you all. Mwah. Love you. Thanks for meeting with me. Bye.